So we've seen what the politicians and world leaders have to say about the current situation in the occupied territories, but what do people here in occupied East Jerusalem think about what's going on with the US decision, with the OIC decision? To get an idea, let's speak to Mohammed here. Mohammed, thank you so much. Tell us of what's going on here right now. And
as you can see, all Palestinian and Turkish and all Muslims people used what Trump said about Jerusalem is capital for occupation for Israel. We said no, Jerusalem is capital of Palestine and always will be.
If we can move the camera a bit and show how many people are here. Continue, please, Mohammed.
Exactly. So as you can see, 100, maybe thousands of people. They all said in one sound that Jerusalem, Al-Quds is the capital of Palestine, not Israel, not occupation. Always gonna be like that.
What about Trump's decision? How has that gone down?
It's just words. I'm sorry for that, but really, we don't care about that. The ground is really speak. As you can see, they're all Palestinian. It's a masjid for Muslims. It's Palestinian. It's Arabic. It's Muslim. It's sure not American, not Israeli, not occupation, nothing. It's for Muslim, for Palestinian, and for Arab.
What about your generation of people? What are they doing? It's been 30 years since the first Intifada. People are talking about a third Intifada.
Yeah, everybody thinks that our generation, we are young, we forget Palestine, we forget Jerusalem. But as you can see, from all these thousands, maybe half of them are young like us. So we never forget, and we will learn our children about Palestine and Jerusalem. We'll never forget.
Is the two-state solution dead?
No, just one solution.
What's the one solution?
Jerusalem for us, that's it.
So while leaders were meeting in Istanbul from around the world condemning the US decision, sentiment on the ground, well, this is it. Protests right after Friday prayers. There's a lot of anger here against the Americans, against this US decision to recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. These people don't want it. It's an explosive situation here between the Israelis and the Palestinians as they demonstrate and they push through. Now they're macing people. A lot of commotion here as the Israelis try to retake control of this crucial area here in Al-Aqsa compound, the occupied East Jerusalem. More soldiers are also moving in. They're trying to push back. The protesters disperse the crowds, take control back of this area. They're pushing people through. It's quite a tense situation that's developing here as the Israelis push through and try to retake control. And this is happening across the occupied territories where the Israelis are pushing back against the demonstrators. It's getting charged up here. The Israeli forces have stopped the protesters who are marching from the Al-Aqsa compound and were heading towards the Damascus gate. They've been stopped here. This is the mid-area. Some violence there, some violence there. So it's quite a dangerous situation here that's developing. It's quite tense. And now the Israelis are pushing, trying to reclaim the cordon. Now this is happening not just here, but across the occupied territories where there's a lot of anger against the US decision on Jerusalem, but also against Israel. This is, if there's any sign of the occupation, this is it. This is it. So the soldiers are here. They are very, very tense and aware. And the people around them, everyone is remarkably shouting slogans. They're saying that Jerusalem is Arabic, Jerusalem is Muslim. It will never be the capital of Israel, no matter what the US says. And this anger now is seeping in to demonstrations and protests across the occupied territories.
Rage against the US and Israel in the occupied West Bank. Protesters catapult fist-sized rocks at Israeli soldiers. The Palestinians say they are unafraid.
We say to Trump, Jerusalem, this is for us, for Palestinian people. We ready to give Palestine and give Jerusalem everything, our children, our blood, everything for Jerusalem.
The IDF sets up a cordon as it retakes control. Behind the line, it's captured some of the protesters. With the help of plainclothes IDF informants quietly hidden in the protesting crowd, they try to weed out suspected leaders of the protest. Once spotted, they pounce. Frustration against the US decision on Jerusalem has put the Palestinian leadership in a corner. For years, the Palestinian Authority promoted the US devised two-state solution. Now, with the US itself abandoning such a settlement, the Palestinian leadership is facing a crisis. There are calls for Mahmoud Abbas to resign amid corruption allegations and accusations that he personally benefited from the occupation.